So there are lots of routines that we can start to build into our business, and routines are just modern workflow automations, just like I said. But what we can do in SAM, if you look on the left-hand side, you can see that we have some that are automatic. That means they start automatically. Now, if you go back to the contacts section and you remember how I shared about those important dates inside our contact section, these are how we trigger those routine automations to occur. And what happens is as you add an important date, that is what starts the automation. So no longer do you need to go in and manually start all of these automations. You can just add them in to your important date section. And as you do, those routines that you have set to automatic will go ahead and get started. Now, the other thing that's worth noting while we're on this important date section, so that we get a fundamental understanding of these routines, we've taken our workflow automations, and remember I said there were multi-hundred step processes, the contractor close, the new lead processes. Well, sometimes those are just super duper big and they cover lots and lots of different steps, but they're hard to think about and even harder to build. And so routines is going to refocus how we build these by shifting down into a singular focus. We like to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. This exact same thought process goes into these routines. So if you notice inside the routines, on the important dates section, we have each of these important dates that can trigger its own routine. So now instead of thinking about an entire process, we just have to go, man, what would be a world-class client experience for my birthday, for my anniversary? What about when someone gives me an initial call or an initial meeting is set up? All of these different things can start to build on those experiences that drive the automations inside our business. Now, it's worth noting that right now I have a lot of preset important dates, and that's really great because most of these are going to help get you exactly where you need to. But you might find yourself saying, well, Cody, I have this really specific important date that I need. Not a problem. What you can do is go ahead and click back out of this contact and go back up to that top right hand. Remember when we used that initial for the drop down? Well, this time we are going to go into the setups area. We're going to go ahead and click on this menu options. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on this manage date fields. Now, this is where we can do several different things. One, we can look at all of the custom date fields that we have added into our date fields section. We can look at all of these. We could even go in and click the pencil and we could adjust the specific date field. We can sort that by the contacts, properties, listings, transactions, or project sections. Those are all the areas where automations could begin. And then we can also add date fields. So if there's a date field that you want to build into your important dates so that you can start an automation on it, this would be where we go ahead and add it. And it's worth noting, one of the things that Mark brought over from his past experience working to build out an automations engine is the fact that each and every one of you is going to have a very specific set of needs for your business when it comes to what fields you're going to be triggering. Because of that, what we could have done was we could have just pre-built all of those, and then you could message into us and we would add those globally to every member. Well, that would really make the field themselves, the important dates, really cumbersome because there'd be lots of important dates that you probably wouldn't need. And so putting that into your hands, giving you the power to do that, is a way for us to empower you to take control of your important dates, make it really custom. And that's one of the things that Sam is going to bring to the table, is helping you customize your important dates so that you can customize your system to your actual business needs.